It's just strange. It's just the run we're in. Hopefully that will change fairly soon and we'll get back to some balance. But, I look at the Red Sox, I think they faced 2 the whole year, and I think we faced 9. But, it's part of the schedule and you got to get through it.
How difficult is it to go through a stretch like that when the team isn't hitting particularly well against left-handed pitching?
Well, it's not what you want, but, today's a new day and hopefully it turns around and we take advantage of some situations today and score some runs.
How encouraged are you by what you've been seeing from Tanaka the last couple of times?
He's thrown the ball well. It seems like he's gotten better each start, which is extremely encouraging. And, there were some concerns going into spring training exactly where he was at when he got there and would it take him a little extra time to get ready. But I think he's handled it really well. I don't think he tried to do too much too early. I think he understood that it was a process and he's thrown the ball a lot better his last couple outings, which is encouraging. It's kind of warm as we're all cuddled around.
How's Hicks?
Hicks, he's okay. He's okay. He's a player for me today if I need him. He is definitely better.
Starting Sunday is a price.
It's definitely a possibility.
Did you think about starting him today?
Yeah, I did, but just for some strategic reasons, I did a little bit different.
Play late for you?
Absolutely, yes.
So what is the toughest part about playing without Hicks been? Playing a man short there?
It didn't really affect us a whole lot. In a sense, we were using him against right-handers when he did start for defense. We didn't have a whole lot of leads in the last 4 days since he got hurt, so that didn't affect us. But, you worry because there are times that, you'd have him start. There are times maybe you give someone a day off, they need a day off, and his presence will become really important after we get through this stretch where we have the day off Monday. I think we got 20 days in a row, so he's going to be in there.
Hey, Joe, what's your reflections on Ortiz's last tour, having especially been part of Cheaters so few years ago?
I don't understand.
Ortiz's last tour, what's your reflections on that?
List tour?
No, Ortiz's last tour.
Farewell tour.
He's been a great player for a long time. I think that's probably the best way to sum it up. He's been a constant in their lineup. He's been productive for a long, long period of time, and he has a lot of fun playing the game, and he's meant a lot to this community. So obviously they're going to miss seeing him on the field. And what he probably does in the community, but I'm sure he'll stay involved as much as he can.
Well, because of the way the off days are arranged here, could you, if you had the opportunity, use Betances and Miller all 3?
I would not do that. No, it's too early for that.
Joe, when do you consider doing that? At what point in time in the season?
We usually wait till about August or September. It might come a little bit earlier depending on how many pitches they've thrown and how rested they were before. It's just kind of a feel. Where they're at and how much work they've had.
Joe, when you broke camp and you were hoping that more balanced lineup 1 through 9, how disappointing is it that hasn't come to fruition? Bottom of the line.
You're talking about the bottom of the lineup. Castro's been pretty productive. Didi's had, he's played okay. Heads ran into some bad luck. As of late. I look at the last week, he's hit the ball hard, and he doesn't have a lot of luck to show for it. It's 20 games. 20 games does not make a season, and things are going to turn around. They're going to turn around for everybody, and Head's going to be productive, and he's probably going to end up where we thought he was going to end up, but right now he's off to a slow start.
At what point in the season does that turn from it's only X number of games? At what point in the season do you start saying, maybe this is something we need to look at?
I think a guy needs to get 150 bats under his belt before you really jump to a big judgment. Sometimes you can see it quicker than that, but I think you have to give guys a chance to get into the season. Now we faced a ton of left-handers, and he's not seeing at bats left-handed; he's only seeing them right-handed. So for the switch hitters, sometimes it takes a little bit longer just because they don't hit one way every day.
Joe, back to Masahiro. As he gets better, what do you want to see more from him?
just keep doing what you're doing. You give us 7 strong innings every time you go out. I mean, that's encouraging. His last start, I thought he threw the ball extremely well. I was going to send him back out there for the 8th. But we tied it up, I believe, and I made a change. So just continue to do what you're doing.
After what he did in his last start, how important is it for Pineda to go out and have a good start tomorrow?
I think it's important. There's a couple starters we got to get on track. I look at Michael and I look at Sevy, and I think it's important that we get him on track. Sevy's going to have to wait a little bit. I don't think he throws till Tuesday, but for Michael, it's important. The ability's there, and at times he's making really good pitches, but he's also making some mistakes, and they're getting hit hard, and those are the things you have to eliminate.
Was that one of the more puzzling outings you've seen?
I don't know if I've ever seen an outing like that. I looked up and I saw the strikeouts, and I said, man, it doesn't add up, but it just goes to show you that he was inconsistent with his location.
Joe, I know you said it's only been 20 games, but is there somebody you'd get in the lineup to sort of get things going for you?
I'll take anybody. I'm not picky. At times we've had guys swing the bat really well. It doesn't seem like, since the first week, we've had, 5 or 6 guys going really well at one time. We've had a couple guys, but it needs to be more than a couple guys. So now's a good time for it to start.